Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our journey on learning just a little bit more about this amazing language every day. And yesterday we talked about phlegmatic corresponding Chinese character. We call it 神情笃定, at least from the expression level, the facial expression is you stay calm, basically. That's our way. We use 4 characters as usual to describe how this person would look. It's your soul and your feelings are both like slow motion and stable, so you're not agitated. So that's our 神情笃定. And today we have 打情骂俏, which is much livelier expression in Chinese. And I will try to do justice to this. 打 is basically our action word, hit. If we want to hit somebody, it's 打人. Right? Hit with this 5-finger hand symbol on the left side. And then we have the spear symbol. It looks like visually like a spear, right? So it's a spearing, catching either your enemy or prey. Like, however, it's a lot of action involved. And there is aggressiveness in it, right? So eventually the hand with the weapon together means to hit. Whoever you want to hit over there. 情, we have the heart symbol on the left, which English as well as Chinese use heart to mean emotional state of being, right? And then the right side is 清 is the sound maker, but the sound means a balanced color, which is between the blue and green, because Chinese palette in ancient times, we don't have water in the mountain in 2 different colors. We have them the same color, which is blue-green, which is this qing character. And eventually that nature-inspired color palette was used combined with this heart, which is emotion, to mean a generic feelings. Like there's no description of exactly what feeling, but it's about feelings. Okay, 骂. We have contemporary character have 2 boxes. Box like that means mouse, right? So 2 mouse means multiple mouse. Multiple mouse in a fight, basically. And 骂 is the sound maker. It's something related. It's 骂 now. So it's a sound maker, but ma is also an animal that travels fast, and they are basically a pretty grand animal. And that's probably among all the domesticated animals, the best looking, most able one, because they're the fastest runner and they are related to warriors in the wartime, right? So horse in ancient characters here is like a nest. No, a net, not nest. Net with crosses, and 2 is enough to show you the pattern. So this horse was kind of contained within that net. So it's not exactly horse capturing. Maybe they do that in ancient times. So before the horse was domesticated, they have to capture the horse. So I guess there was a horse capturing, but eventually this net thing was extracted, replaced it with the mouse symbol to mean verbally capturing a pretty fast running, speedy animal. And that kind of back and forth 2 mouse, at least in confrontational, fast beating exchange, is our concept of 骂. It's a scolding, it's like a battling verbally, basically. It's 骂. Not one side, okay. Well, I guess you can use it on one side. If one side is overpowering the other side, it's like so-and-so is 骂, so-and-so else, right? Okay, 俏. 俏 is our concept of pretty woman. In Chinese, we use 俏. Okay, 俏 actually has its specifics, because in generically, pretty woman in Chinese will use 美. It's like beautiful. And 美 is a different, has different symbols in it. Over here, 俏, we have this human figure, so we know it's talking about a person. And the right side have this meat symbol at the bottom. And the top is our concept of symbol of 小. We talked about 小 and big because small and big are relative. Really, like when we talk about something big or small, it's all with the assumption of you're benchmarking it against something else. And because in our human activity or conversations, language we use, we're talking about human scale stuff that's we're benchmarking with. So 大 and 小, big or small, are in relative terms, even if we don't make it explicit every time. But Chinese, the language creators, made it obvious it's a comparison because this was how things used to be. There's one entity and it's actually a human figure back then, just looking like this. And now if we split it in half, that means in relative to this original setting, this is half of it. So cut something in half or separate, that guarantees compared with the original form, comparison benchmarking, it's smaller each piece. So that's our concept of 小. So small plus meat. Can you guess what is small meat? The 消, it's a sound maker, yes, but the meaning of 消 means something looking similar or something look delicate. So small meat, or in English, actually, it's a small boned, small framed person. So it's like a petite person. Basically, petite is, mostly what's contained in the symbols. Small meat person plus together means some petite woman. And that in Chinese is considered a pretty woman concept. So I guess body shaming was a long established human construct of framing, judging a woman's appearance. If you characterize her as pretty or not, basically how big is your frame, how big is your flesh on it. So small meat person is our pretty concept. Okay, so what do you mean here? You have hit, feelings, and scold, or back and forth, agitated, emotionally charged, confrontational conversations maybe, and then you have this pretty body shaming ancient correspondent concept of 俏, pretty. Okay, so what it doesn't make sense, right? 打情骂俏, is it good or not? So together is a Chinese expression to mean you're actually flirting with somebody. It's, in the classical two-person flirting is a man and woman, okay? And then there is this verbal or even physical interactions. This movie, My Sassy Girl, is the first blockbuster in China, imported from Korea, that made such a big impact back in 2001, that showcased a kind of a new model of dynamics between a girl and a boy. Basically, you can see she is kind of choking him and he's willingly being choked. So she's a little bit physically abusive to him. I mean, it's no real physical harm done, but she's pretty, she's pretty, right? 俏 can be used on her. And definitely there are hitting scenes in this movie, and there are this bantering, this quick, abusive, strong, aggressive verbal use between them. And he is willingly to be that target of her anger. And she basically was in this healing stage of her emotional life. She just lost her boyfriend or fiance to an accident. So she was emotionally devastated. And he is a cousin of that dead fiance of hers. And he is willingly to stay close, hang around her, to sort of like protect her, to make sure she is passing through, let out her anger, get healed. Eventually, they establish a relationship together. And so that's the whole premise of this My Sassy Girl. And sassiness was like non-exist quality on a girl, like on the expectation of your girlfriend. Like you don't expect sassy, that quality on. You may expect the qiao, right? Like skinny, that's the golden standard to be the first criteria to be considered pretty in East Asia culture. But okay, you're going to be physically aggressive, you're going to be verbally charged, like that kind of aggressiveness, that sassiness was not expected on a girl. But this broke the stereotypes of what a girl could still be charming and attractive to a guy by being sassy. So I think this is a good illustration of what 打情骂俏 is about. It describes the dynamics between the two genders. Instead, I mean, it looks like as if they are warring all the time, right? Because there's a physically attacking and verbally attacking each other, but that's what makes this dynamics interesting. And I guess it's justified in the context of her emotional healing. But 打情骂俏, even with that context, described as a model of gender or relationship dynamic in Chinese. And I know sort of in the English speaking world that this bantering is appreciated dynamic as well, at least verbally. That means the two parties are intellectually, I guess, equivalent, so they can banter off each other, and in the meantime flirting around in a verbally, intellectually stimulating way. So that's 打情骂俏. Okay, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.